Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we are going to discuss case study problem question that had appeared in the past university question paper in the year November 2018 under the subject Logistic and Supply Chain Management. Again, a very important video for all the TYBMS SEM 5 students. So in this video, we are basically going to take up the case study question that had appeared in that paper and read it and try to answer it the most appropriate way. Again, remember, for case study you need to have a thorough knowledge of entire syllabus, because case study can come out of any topic from the entire syllabus. So chalo, let us see what case study had come and how to answer it in the most appropriate manner. So there was this big case study. So we'll read out the case study, and the moment we come across any important statement, okay, so we will underline that. So it is given that Starbucks is pretty much a household name, but like many of the most successful worldwide brand, the coffee shop giant has been through a period of supply chain pain. In fact, during 2007-2008, Starbucks leadership began to have a serious doubt about the company's ability to supply its 16,700 outlets. As in most commercial sector at that time, sales were falling. At the same time, though supply chain cost rose to more than $75 million. Okay, supply chain cost reduction challenges. When the supply chain executive team began investigating the rising cost and supply chain performance issues, they found that the services was indeed falling short of expectation. Finding included the following problem: fewer than 50% of the outlet delivery were arriving on time, the number of poor outsourcing decisions, the supply chain had evolved rather than grown by designing, and had hence become unnecessarily complex. The path of cost reduction, Starbucks leadership had three main objectives in mind to achieve the improved performance and supply chain cost reduction. These were to reorganize the supply chain, reduce the cost to serve, and lay the foundation of future capabilities in the supply chain. So in order to meet these objectives, Starbucks divided all its supply chain function into three key groups known as plan, make, and deliver. So these are important pointers, will be used somewhere in the answers. It also opened a new production facility, bringing the total number of US plants to 4. Next, the company set about terminating partnership with all but its most ineffective 3PLs. The remaining partners, so I'll just underline this, the remaining partners were managed via weekly scorecard system, which was aligned with the renewed service level agreement. And then they're given something about supply chain cost management result. By the time Starbucks supply chain transformation program was completed, the company had savings of more than $500 million over the course of 2009 and 10, of which large proportion came out of supply chain, according to Peter Gibbon, the then executive vice president of global supply chain operation. So very big case study has been given about Starbucks, the supply chain, the cost reduction part. So what are the very first question that they are asked was, state the fact and analyze the case. So let us start. First, the fact and the analysis of the case. So first we note down the facts, whatever we have underlined, that we'll just put them. So under facts, first is the global presence. Starbucks operates in more than 16,700 outlets worldwide. Challenges were there. So there were the 3 to 4 challenges. So first is rising supply chain costs exceeding $75 million that we have already marked. Then less than 50% of the outlet delivers deliveries on time. Poor outsourcing led to excessive 3PL costs, and supply chain evolved organically, becoming complex and inefficient. Okay, so there was no growth, it only evolved. Okay, what are the objectives of Starbucks leadership? We came to know about some objectives were given. So reorganize the supply chain, reduce the cost, and build future capabilities in the supply chain. These were the objectives. And then action plan, what they had taken up. Okay, it was given that it divided supply chain into plan, make, and deliver function, opened new production facility, terminated partnership with 3PLs, and the remaining managed via weekly scorecard and service level agreements. And lastly, what happened after doing this? Savings of $500 million over 2009 and 10, significant reduction in supply chain costs while improving delivery performance. So whatever we had marked in the case study, all the tick mark which I had done, all that were taken into consideration for noting down the facts of the case study. You all can go through it once. Okay, now along with the fact, the analysis. Okay, the analysis part we came to know that for Starbucks, rising cost and poor service levels were due to complexity, lack of planning and inefficient outsourcing. Second, by restructuring the supply chain function, rationalizing the 3PL partnership and monitoring the performance, Starbucks achieved operational efficiency and cost saving. So two things were there. The operational efficiency was increased and cost saving was there. And lastly, the case highlights the importance of planned strategic supply chain management rather than letting it grow in an unstructured way. So, whenever supply chain management is taken into consideration, it has to be strategic enough. So that was the main problem there. The supply chain what they had, it only evolved, but there was no improvement. So after the making changes, okay, the new things, whichever the new improvements were taken, that were very important. So this was the first question that they had asked. Second, explain how effective supply chain management helped Starbucks to improve their performance. So again, from all these findings and all what we had got, based on that only the answer was created. So how effective supply chain management helped the Starbucks to improve performance? So number one, supply chain reorganization. Dividing operation into plan, make and delivery improve clarity, accountability and process efficiency. Okay, so if there is proper planning, so that will improve the clarity. If there is proper make, okay, so that will be basically for accountability, and if there's proper time per delivery, process efficiency will be there. So that was one way how strategic supply chain management helps Starbucks. Second, improve outsourcing decision. Termination of underperforming 3PL and active management of remaining partnership reduce the wastage and extra cost. Third, performance monitoring. That weekly scorecard which they had given, they had spoken about, okay, and ensure the 3PL met delivery targets, improving on-time delivery. Expansion of production capacity, opening new facility help meet demand efficiently, reducing delays and dependency on external supply. Streamlined operation led to savings of 500 million over 2 years, directly improving profitability. So next was 6 was standardization and planning. Centralized planning enabled better forecasting, inventory management and resource allocation. And lastly, future readiness. Building capabilities prepared Starbucks for the future growth and market challenges. So those are the last paragraph mein whatever improvements were done. So these are the the main 7 marks of question, or the 7 effective way how strategic supply chain management helps Starbucks. So these are the 7 ways in which it helped. Okay, you all can go through it once. Okay, chalo, I hope everyone have noted it down and understood that. Chalo, with that we will be ending this video here. Thank you.